All right, everybody, what is going on? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we've got another position to talk about in the lead up to this 2026 NFL draft. We are moving on to linebacker now. And this is going to be one of the last positions we talk about. And there is a little bit of a reason why. And if you're a Seahawks fan, you probably know this is not a position we're likely to make a significant investment into. Ernest Jones is under contract for another 2 seasons and is playing really well and is still young. We just gave Drake Thomas a 2-year extension this offseason, so he's got 2 years of pretty reasonably priced play left, and Tyrese Knight is entering the 3rd year of his rookie deal, so he's got 2 years left as well. And I don't know if Pat O'Connell is under contract right now, but I believe he is. If that is the case, then we're kinda good. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks, more on them later. That being said, I don't want to rule this out. There are going to be good linebackers in this draft, and it's very possible that the Seahawks get to their pick at 32, and a linebacker is the best player available, and they just decide, you know what, we're going to go with it. We're going to roll with it because we don't want to reach for need. We don't need to. We like our team enough to where we feel like we can take a linebacker that may not see the field very much for a year. And I can see a scenario where it makes sense, where I end up not only seeing it happen, but getting pretty on board with it. So we're going to get through some of these guys here. We're going to start with a couple guys that the Seahawks will never pick because they'll never be there. But we're going to go through the linebacker class, starting with today's video. This is going to be the guys who are projected to be first-round picks. We're starting with Arvell Reese of Ohio State, and 21 years old. I know that he's only partially a linebacker, but that's obviously part of the fun here. Arvell Reese is another one of these Micah Parsons types. He's a guy who plays off-ball linebacker, and then on passing downs, he slides to the outside, can even put his hand in the dirt and be a mean pass rusher. This is kind of the Micah Parsons archetype that teams are looking for now. So this is one of the top players in this draft. As far as linebackers go, he's very tall. Obviously, it's not as big a concern because he's only a part-time linebacker, but it's atypical 6'4" plus, 241 pounds. So he's kind of small for an edge, but big for an off-ball linebacker. So he's in the middle. Arm length is fine for a linebacker, not so fine for an edge, 32 and a half. 9.5-inch hands. The little bit of testing he gave us at the combine was great. The 4.46 40 is out of this world. 1.58 split is awesome for an edge rusher and fine for a linebacker as well. And every big board has him in the top 5. Every big board except for Walter has him in the top 3. And the aggregate has him at number 2 overall. So this may be the best player in this draft. We all know Mendoza's going to go first, so the aggregate puts him first. But Reese is generally considered, I think, to be the best player in this draft. Now, his college production was not out of this world, so we are going to have to understand that there's some reading between the lines you have to do here with Reese. Less than 70 tackles last year, 10 for loss, 6.5 sacks, which is good. But the PFF grade wasn't great. The year before that, the stats are pretty low. PFF grade's good. But he's playing on that Ohio State defense with a guy like Sonny Styles and many other great players. He's not going to put up monster stats. Do you like sports? If you do, then the best way to make them even better and more exciting is using Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy simple. Just pick more or less on your favorite players' projections and build lineups with a few taps. Whatever sport you're into, Prize Picks gives you a fun way to stay locked in while you're watching. I've had a great time using Prize Picks so far. It makes this daily fantasy thing so easy and fun, and it even makes watching the games way more exciting. And with the cool social feeds feature, you can share lineups with your friends and even follow partners to tail or fade their picks. Obviously, we're in the NFL offseason right now, but we've got basketball, baseball, hockey, all kinds of other stuff, so don't be afraid to test things out in whatever sport clicks with you. You can even pick multiple sports in the same lineup and sweat everything at once. And don't forget about team picks, where you can pick winners, spreads, and totals on any major game. So, download Prize Picks, America's #1 sports app. And don't forget, Code HMA, that is HMA, gives you $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize picks. It's good to be right. And remember, always gamble responsibly. Okay, so the positives with Reese are numerous. He's got the Micah Parsons flexibility for one, and look, in the modern NFL, off-ball linebackers, not really that valuable. I think we all know that, although I think things are starting to swing the other way, but off-ball linebackers are not considered super high leverage in the modern game, but edge rushers are. So as long as he can do that, everything else is fine. He's a very explosive athlete. He moves very quickly. He's very, very rapid with the way he covers ground. He covers a lot of ground. He's very physical and aggressive as well. He's not a finesse player at all. Somebody who is totally willing to take on contact. He can set an edge. He should be somebody that can set an edge despite being a smaller player. And he has some moves. Not a ton of pass rush moves, but he can win with power. He can win with speed. He can win with some abilities to make an inside move. He's got some swim stuff. He can do different things to win. And his breakdown at the tackle point is good. He can make those last second adjustments to bring a ball carrier down. And he's legitimately at least capable in coverage. He's got coverage skills. So this is kind of your complete package here, all things considered. Now, you are going to have to overlook the fact that he wasn't super productive in college. He was not a very productive collegiate player. And he still is more athletic than he is skilled as a rusher. So you're not going to get a million moves from him. You're going to get a few, and mostly he's going to win with speed and bend and first step quickness and all that. He's not super cerebral as a linebacker yet in terms of like reading and diagnosing plays. That's a little bit behind. He's not all the way there yet as a cover linebacker either. I feel like in coverage, he doesn't always get to his landmarks, and his arms are a little bit short, although that's kind of part and parcel of being this archetype of player because Micah Parsons has short arms too, as we all know. So it's easy to fall in love with him, man. I get why people have loved with him. Our teams are in love with him. I know there's risk. I know that he wasn't super productive in college, but I'm biting down hard. He's my number one guy. I think he's the number one player in this draft, and that's not me taking up some minority opinion here. That's a very common belief, but I think Reese is as good as it gets after having a chance to really look at what he can bring to the table. He is my number one. Okay, number two on this list is going to be Sonny Styles, the other Ohio State linebacker, more traditional, 21 years old, or will be when the season starts. He is very tall for a linebacker as well, even taller than Reese. He's bigger than a modern linebacker, actually, 244 pounds. 33-inch arms almost, which is good for a linebacker. 10-inch hands. He tested very well. His vert and broad were monstrous. His vert and broad were out of this world good. His 40 was about as good as it gets. He is a phenomenal linebacker athlete. Every big board has him in the top 10. He is sixth on the aggregate right now. He's put up some pretty mean numbers. Obviously, the 100 tackles in 2024 were helped by the fact that Ohio State played all those extra games. Makes plays in the backfield, 6 sacks a couple years ago. PFF grade last year was stellar, almost an 89. But yeah, Sonny Styles more of a traditional linebacker, but he started as a safety, and that's kind of fun because it gives him a background in coverage that a lot of these guys don't have. So that is definitely part of the fun little package here. He's an excellent tackler. He's form. He uses his length to wrap up. He's a really, really good clean tackler. He's really good pre-snap. He's somebody that gets the other players on his team to their spots. He's calls out plays. He's a green dot guy. He can stack and shed effectively because he has the length and strength for it. He doesn't fall for bait and misdirection a lot. He is somebody that will see the play as it is, not as the offense wants you to see it. He's a great athlete for the position, and he's also big, especially by modern standards. And he will be a great pass rusher, I think. He has great pass rush skills as an off-ball linebacker. So you send him on the blitz, he's going to be a danger. Now, height is a little bit atypical, right? He's lean, and that's a little bit, I don't know if sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. and he's not that strong. He has enough strength to, like, stack and shed, but he's not gonna win a lot of engagements the way you might like. Play action sometimes does get the best of him. That's one thing he'll bite on, play action. And there are some coverage slip-ups when it comes to getting to the right zone landmark. So there is a little bit of rawness to the game, but I feel like pretty much everything is fixable except maybe the height. And even that may not end up being a bad thing. It's a bad thing for leverage, but it can be a good thing for other things. So obviously, I don't want to act like this guy is a top 2 or top 3 player in this draft. He's an off-ball linebacker. I get it. But I'm also wondering if a player like Sonny Styles may be more valuable to this game now than he would have been 5 years ago, and maybe we need to be valuing him appropriately. So I'm going to go top 5. I think he's a top 5 player in this draft. I'm not sure. I'll put him. I'll see what happens when I feel out my big board officially, but my gut says Sonny Styles is a top 5 player. So we'll see if I end up sticking to that later. Okay, final guy in this video, the last first-round guy right now is C.J. Allen of Georgia. C.J. Allen, also 21. I think he just turned 21 like a month ago. So C.J. Allen, much more traditionally sized for a modern linebacker. He's 230, barely, not even 6'1", actually. 31.5-inch arms is kind of rough, but he's undersized. Although for the modern game, not necessarily. For the modern game, when you look at most modern linebackers, he's kind of normal sized. He's got big hands, though, and some big boards have him in the first, others have him in the second. The aggregate had him at 31, but he's kind of bounced back and forth between the late first and early second, so whatever. Really nice stats last year, 88 tackles, 8 for loss, 3.5 sacks. Good PFF grades, although not stellar, I guess. Year before that, also productive. So, good player, not as much splash, though. So, CJ Allen is a green dot guy. He's a leader. Oh, excuse me. So, he can call plays for the defense. He can get players into the right spot. There's no questioning his effort. He gives maximum effort. He wants to be the greatest player that he can be. He's got great drive. He's able to take on contact. He's able to take on blockers and continue to affect the play. He's got great form with his tackling. He works his way through traffic and on his way to the ball carrier, he's okay working through the thicket. And he can also do a little bit of blitzing, and he's okay in coverage. So he's going to be an every down player. I don't know if he's great at those things, but he can do those things fairly effectively. So if you need that, you have it. Now, the thing with CJ Allen, he's kind of just a snap-to-snap player, and what I mean by that is he's just somebody that's kinda out there to play good on every snap, rather than be a big-time playmaker on a few snaps. There are guys out there that are gonna be making a lot more tackles for loss, interceptions, forced fumbles. CJ Allen is just the guy who makes the play, gets the job done, comes up from zone to make a tackle for a short gain. It's much more steak than sizzle. There's not a ton of sizzle here. He's not a great athlete either. He's just a decent athlete. He's not got the movement skills to be good in man coverage. Sometimes he gets a little over aggressive, I think, to make up for the fact that he's not the greatest athlete in the world. And as much as he was good in 2025, he didn't break out the way some people thought he would. And I mean, that's usually the barometer for a truly elite prospect. So, like I said, there's a lot of steak, not as much sizzle. This guy's going to play every down. This guy's going to be a good player from snap to snap. But I don't think he'll ever be among the best players at his position. I don't think he's going to be some monster playmaker that makes Sports Center. But you definitely win with players like CJ Allen. So I didn't quite come away from my take on CJ Allen as high as I was some months ago. But at the same time, I came away thinking this guy's definitely going to be a good NFL player. I don't see how he isn't. Maybe the arm length holds him back a little bit. But other than that, I think he's going to be good. So I'm going to go high second rounder, not quite in the first. I may end up putting him in the first just because of the nature of this draft. We'll see. But I don't think that I don't think that this is a bad idea at 32 if he's there. If he's there at 32, he may be the best player left. We'll see. But I don't mind this at all. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a good rest of your day. And gonna do more linebackers later, so keep an eye out for that. If something else happens, I'll talk about it. But we are just in the home stretch before we get to the draft. So go Hawks. See you guys soon. And more linebackers coming.